Nick Viall reveals devastating news about wife Natalie Joy. August 14, 2025. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bachelor Nation News Fans. Nick Viall has revealed some devastating news about his wife, Natalie Joy. However, the news does not just affect Natalie, it affects Nick and their entire family. Fans were heartbroken for them when they heard about this. However, Nick and Natalie are trying to be honest and vulnerable with their fans throughout everything, so it needed to be said in their eyes. Keep reading to find out more about this and what happened. Nick Viall finds love without filming it. Nick Viall was on multiple shows in the Bachelor franchise. He had time on The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, and Bachelor in Paradise. However, none of these ended up working out for him. In fact, he ended up finding love when the cameras weren't rolling. Natalie Joy slid into his DMs, and it went from there. Natalie and Nick are now married and have a daughter. Fans have loved watching Nick go through everything just to find love on social media. However, it all happened for a reason. Now Nick has a podcast that his wife plays a big role in. Fans love seeing the two and watching them interview today's biggest personalities. He reveals devastating news about his wife, Natalie Joy. Nick Viall has some sad news about his wife, Natalie Joy. This is something that fans did not expect to hear. It seems Natalie just suffered another miscarriage. As you can see, Natalie is not with us. There's no easy way to talk about this. Sadly, Natalie experienced another miscarriage. It's her third this year, our third this year. There's no really good way to say it. It fucking sucks. She's obviously at home resting, healing, both physically and emotionally. We want to be vulnerable with you guys, and obviously, Natalie is such a big part of the show, my partner in life and on the show. And obviously, when she's not here, people notice, and so we wanted to be open with you guys. Fans feel awful for the two of them. This is pain that no one wants to go through. However, they are trying to stay positive about the situation. It seems as though Natalie and Nick have suffered 3 miscarriages this year. This breaks fans' hearts to hear. However, they are being open and honest about it all. Natalie recently suffered another one, which is why she is missing from the podcast. Nick said she was home recovering physically and mentally, which is the best thing for her right now. What do you think about this? Are you shocked? Sound off in the comments below. We would love to hear your thoughts on this. Nick Viall, former star of The Bachelor, shocked fans across the world with a revelation that no one saw coming. Known for his heartfelt pursuit of love on national television, Nick had always painted a picture of marital bliss with his wife, Natalie Joy. But behind the carefully curated Instagram posts and smiling selfies, a storm was brewing, one that would turn their world upside down. It all started during an Instagram live session on a quiet Tuesday evening. What began as a casual chat with fans quickly spiraled into an emotional bombshell. Nick's normally upbeat demeanor was replaced with a solemn, almost fragile tone. Fans immediately sensed that something serious was coming. "I've been holding this in for a while," Nick began, his eyes glistening under the dim lights of his living room. "Natalie and I were facing one of the toughest challenges of our lives." The words hung heavy in the air, instantly sparking speculation. Was it health-related, financial, or a personal struggle hidden from the public eye? A picture-perfect life shattered. For years, Nick and Natalie were the quintessential Hollywood love story. From their sun-soaked vacations to adorable couple photos on Instagram, their life seemed flawless. Fans watched as Nick's journey evolved from heartbreak on The Bachelor to true love with Natalie. They saw the proposal, the wedding, and countless romantic posts that made followers swoon. But behind closed doors, the couple had been grappling with a quiet, unspoken challenge. "We've always tried to present a positive front," Nick admitted, "but sometimes life doesn't wait for the perfect moment, and you're forced to face reality head-on." The couple's Instagram comments quickly filled with love and concern. Fans poured out messages, "We're here for you," "Stay strong, Nick and Natalie," and "Sending prayers your way." But Nick, determined to tell the full story, continued with the revelation. The devastating diagnosis. The revelation hit the world like a thunderclap. Natalie Joy had been diagnosed with a serious health condition. Nick's voice wavered as he explained the months of tests, doctor visits, and sleepless nights. "It's been a roller coaster, full of fear, uncertainty, and heartbreak, but Natalie is the strongest person I know." He described the moment the diagnosis came, A sterile hospital room, the quiet hum of fluorescent lights, and a doctor delivering the news in a tone too calm for such life-altering words. "You never think it will happen to you, or to someone you love," Nick said. But it does, and suddenly everything changes. Fans were left stunned. Natalie Joy, usually radiant in photos and social media appearances, had been fighting this battle quietly, away from the public eye. Coping in the spotlight. Nick and Natalie had always been private about certain aspects of their life, but this situation forced them into the spotlight in a way they never wanted. Nick shared the emotional toll, nights spent pacing the living room, endless Googling of symptoms and treatments, and moments of sheer helplessness as he watched his wife endure pain. "It's one thing to support someone in private," he explained, "but sharing it with millions of people, it's surreal. Some days I feel grateful for the love and support, and other days I feel completely exposed." He detailed how fans' messages of hope became a lifeline for both of them. Each comment, each prayer, each story of personal struggle reminded them that they weren't alone. The couple's relationship, while strong, faced unprecedented challenges. The stress of health crises can be overwhelming, even for couples with seemingly unbreakable bonds. Nick described arguments born of fear, moments of quiet withdrawal, and the heavy weight of uncertainty. "I've never felt more scared in my life," he admitted. "Watching Natalie suffer, feeling powerless, it tests everything you think you know about love and resilience." Despite the difficulties, he emphasized the silver lining. The couple's commitment to each other had never been stronger. "We've found strength in places we didn't know existed," Nick said. "Love doesn't always make life easier, but it makes it worth fighting for." The power of community. Nick spoke passionately about the power of community and the unexpected support that poured in from fans, friends, and fellow reality stars. "People we've never met from all over the world have sent us letters, care packages, and words of encouragement," Nick revealed. "It's humbling and healing at the same time." He encouraged viewers to support loved ones quietly struggling with health issues, emphasizing that kindness can make a world of difference. Moving forward with hope. While the news was devastating, Nick's message wasn't one of despair. He spoke of hope, resilience, and the determination to fight alongside Natalie every step of the way. "Every day is a gift," he said. "We don't know what tomorrow holds, but we do know we'll face it together with love, courage, and gratitude." Fans were inspired by Nick's honesty and vulnerability, finding hope in the couple's strength and unwavering bond. A call to action. Nick ended the Instagram Live with a heartfelt plea to cherish loved ones, to support those battling health challenges, and to never take a single moment for granted. "Life is fragile," he said, "but love gives us a reason to fight, a reason to smile, and a reason to keep moving forward even when the world feels heavy." The story of Nick Viall and Natalie Joy became a reminder that behind every public persona lies a human being with struggles, courage, and the capacity to inspire millions through their authenticity. Strength, vulnerability, and love. Nick's revelation about Natalie Joy was more than news. It was a lesson in resilience, vulnerability, and the power of love. Fans, once captivated by reality TV romance, now witnessed a couple confronting life's harshest challenges with grace and determination. The story isn't over. It's a journey of healing, hope, and the unbreakable bond between two people determined to face adversity hand in hand. And through it all, Nick and Natalie remind us of the most profound truth. Life may be unpredictable, but love remains our strongest anchor. Reveals devastating news about wife Natalie Joy. A heartbreaking journey unfolds. It was a quiet Sunday morning when Nick Viall, the beloved former star of The Bachelor, took to Instagram with a post that instantly sent shockwaves through the fan community. Fans who had celebrated his every milestone, from his rise on reality TV to his marriage to Natalie Joy, suddenly found themselves staring at a message that no one could have predicted. Nick's words were careful, measured, yet raw with emotion. "Life has a way of testing us in ways we never see coming. Today I share something with you all that I wish I didn't have to. My heart aches as I tell you this. Natalie and I are facing one of the hardest challenges of our lives." Those simple sentences were enough to spark thousands of comments, tweets, and speculation within minutes. Fans flooded social media, desperate to understand what had happened. But Nick wasn't finished. He continued, revealing that Natalie Joy had been diagnosed with a serious health condition, one that had blindsided both of them. The post went on. Natalie is the strongest person I know, but right now she's fighting a battle that no one should have to face. We ask for your love, your prayers, and your understanding as we navigate this storm together. Thank you for standing by us. We will get through this, together. For followers who would watch their love story blossom, Nick's heartfelt proposal, their intimate wedding ceremony, the playful Instagram posts, and their adventures together, this news was devastating. The couple, who had always presented a picture-perfect life, suddenly felt heartbreakingly human. The perfect life that wasn't as perfect as it seemed. Nick and Natalie's story had always seemed like a fairy tale. After years of dating in the public eye, Nick had finally found his partner in Natalie, a woman who shared his love for family, travel, and life's simple joys. Fans had adored their playful interactions online, from their goofy dance videos to candid travel snapshots. They seemed unstoppable, untouchable by life's harsh realities. But behind the smiles and the camera flashes, life had been quietly testing them. A few months prior, Natalie had started feeling unusually fatigued, bouts of unexplained pain, and dizzy spells. Initially, they brushed it off: stress, work, travel, but the symptoms persisted. Finally, after an exhaustive series of tests, the truth emerged. Natalie was facing a serious medical diagnosis that would change everything. Nick, ever the supportive husband, had been by her side through every appointment, every scan, every sleepless night. Yet sharing the news with the world was something entirely different. "I wanted to protect her privacy," Nick later explained in an interview, "but Natalie and I realized that sharing this journey could help others and maybe even bring some comfort to those facing similar struggles." The emotional toll and public reaction. The reaction from fans was immediate and overwhelming. Within hours, hashtags like "Prayers for Natalie" and "Viall Strong" began trending. Fellow reality stars, including past bachelors and bachelorettes, reached out with messages of support. Chris Harrison, Kaitlyn Bristowe, and JoJo Fletcher were among those who publicly shared their love and prayers for the couple. Fans flooded Nick's post with heart emojis, messages of help, and personal stories of resilience. It was clear that Nick and Natalie were not alone in this fight. Social media became a digital vigil of love, a place where thousands of strangers united in empathy for a couple they had only ever known through the lens of television and Instagram stories. But alongside the outpouring of support came concern and speculation. Some wondered how this diagnosis might affect their future. Would it impact their career plans, their travel dreams, their hope of starting a family? Every question, every doubt, every fear was valid, but Nick handled it with grace and transparency. "We don't have all the answers," he admitted in a heartfelt video, "but we have each other, and that's enough for now. Every day is a battle, but we are stronger together." Behind closed doors, Nick's personal struggle. What most fans didn't see was the private struggle Nick was enduring. Behind the camera and the carefully curated Instagram posts, he wrestled with fear, uncertainty, and helplessness. He confided in friends that some nights he lay awake, wondering if he was doing enough, if he could shoulder the burden that life had placed on them. Yet Nick also found strength in the small moments: the quiet laughter in the kitchen, the shared cup of coffee in the morning, the resilience in Natalie's eyes. These moments became their lifeline, a reminder that love could still shine even in the darkest of times. "I've never admired someone more than I admire Natalie," he told a reporter. "She's brave, she's strong, and she doesn't let fear define her. Watching her fight, I find courage I didn't know I had." A community rallies around them. Fans and friends alike began to organize support in tangible ways. Fundraisers for Natalie's medical bills started appearing online, and local communities held prayer circles in their honor. Celebrities shared resources for those battling similar conditions, highlighting the importance of early detection and proactive care. Nick and Natalie became symbols of vulnerability and courage, reminding everyone that even the seemingly perfect lives on television are not immune to life's harsh realities. Their openness sparked conversations about health, mental well-being, and the importance of leaning on loved ones in times of crisis. At this point, the story would continue to explore Natalie's journey through treatment, including highs and lows, hospital visits, and moments of hope. Nick's personal growth,
navigating fatherhood dreams, career responsibilities, and public scrutiny. Emotional turning points, including moments of near despair and surprising breakthroughs. The couple's message to fans, inspiring resilience, hope, and community. Climactic developments, perhaps a major health improvement or setback, heightening emotional impact. Resolution, balancing reality and optimism, and showing the couple's ongoing fight and unwavering bond.